Title: The African City. Hidden inside America, a humid breeze moves through the streets before sunrise. The air carries a rhythm, soft drums, distant voices, a language that feels older than the buildings themselves. This place does not look like what people expect America to be. The colors are warmer, the patterns richer, the stories deeper. It feels like stepping into another continent without ever leaving the country. In the heart of South Carolina, there exists a culture that has quietly preserved Africa in America for centuries. Not recreated, not remembered imperfectly, preserved. Long before highways and skyscrapers, enslaved Africans were brought to the coastal regions of the southeastern United States. Many came from West and Central Africa, places where rice farming, fishing, and craftsmanship were part of everyday life. Plantation owners specifically chose them for their skills. What those owners never expected was that these people would carry far more than labor. They carried identity. Isolation became the unexpected protector of culture. The coastal islands and marshlands made it difficult for outsiders to fully penetrate these communities. Over time, a distinct culture formed, one that blended survival with memory. Language evolved, traditions adapted, but the core remained African. This place became known as the Gullah Geechee corridor. Listen closely and the language reveals its roots. Words flow with a rhythm that echoes African dialects. It is not broken English. It is a fully formed Creole language, structured and expressive. Stories are told the same way they were generations ago, through voice, through repetition, through meaning layered beneath simple words. Food tells another part of the story. Rice is not just a meal here, it is history. Dishes like red rice, okra soup, and seafood stews trace directly back to West African recipes. Cooking methods remain unchanged, passed down through hands rather than written instructions. Every flavor carries memory. Walk through the community and you will notice the art. Sweetgrass baskets, carefully woven, are more than decorative objects. The techniques used today are nearly identical to those used centuries ago in Africa. Each strand tells a story of endurance, of skill, of identity that refuse to disappear. Music moves differently here too. The rhythms feel older, almost spiritual. Songs once used to communicate, to resist, to endure hardship are still sung, though the meaning has evolved. Drumming patterns echo across time, connecting past to present without interruption. Faith also carries unique expressions. Spiritual practices blend African beliefs with Christianity, creating something deeply rooted and personal. Praise is not quiet. It is movement, sound, energy, something that fills the space rather than sitting within it. Despite its richness, this culture remained hidden from mainstream American for generations. Not because it lacked importance, but because it existed in places quiet coastal towns, areas dismissed as insignificant. Hidden does not mean lost. Modern development began to creep closer. Land that once belonged to generations of families started to attract outside investors. Resorts, luxury homes, and tourism threatened to erase what had been preserved for centuries. With change came pressure to adapt, to sell, to move. Yet resistance continues in quieter ways. Through language spoken at home, through recipes cooked the same way every time, through stories told to children who are taught exactly where they come from. There is a growing effort to protect this culture, not just as history, but as something living. Because once something like this disappears, it cannot be rebuilt. harshest conditions.